I'm Scott Miller. It's the 17th of June, 2022, and this is my daily vlog of life living in Leon, Nicaragua. And if you've watched this week and been following along, I went out for a big walk on the 17th and have been going through some really cool neighborhoods and areas I've never walked before. And I've been trying to get filming of a bunch of cool stuff. So I'm here in southwestern Sutiava, and I'm continuing. If you're trying to piece these together after the fact, I started recording on the 17th, and the first thing I recorded was my show for the 16th. Then I went back into the second half of the 14th, and now today is the 17th, which, by the way, means only 5 days until Yvonne and I are heading off to Guatemala. So we're starting to feel the pressure. All right, and now I'm recording here, so I'm really far out in Sutiava. I'm somewhere kind of south, and I just hit the edge of town. Okay, so this is cool. I've been walking through the city. You can see all the stuff behind me. I'm now at dirt road, so I'm gonna call this the edge, and I'm about to spin around. I think you're gonna like what I just found, and it's gonna be a cool walk. There's a lot of people coming, but this suddenly turns into fields and this beautiful, beautiful sky, and this road heading out. Now we're gonna show you where I've been. So you can see I came down this road there, and we got these houses along here. I've been walking west in this direction out here. There's this beautiful field, and I'm gonna head north again, which should take me along the western edge of Sutiava, and then I should be able to find my way back through the barrio. And then when I get back, we're gonna bring up a map and try to figure out exactly where we went, because this is really interesting. And man, I found some beautiful houses on this walk. It has been really, really cool. Thanks for coming along with me. I really appreciate it. Today is Friday, and it really felt like a Friday. The office was not too bad today. I was able to get a lot of work done. It was productive. Picked up new customers, which is always a big thing, and managed to do some video editing and do a lot of uploads and downloads and that kind of stuff. It's been pretty good for that. And we had a number of meetings today of hotel stuff. Lots of stuff going on at the hotel currently, and so it's kind of a constant stream of people coming to the house and heading out to the beach, and we're just nonstop trying to keep up with all the changes going on, all the work getting done. We have tons of physical construction going on, and lots of planning and just all kinds of stuff. Now this field next to me is really interesting because I don't know how much you can see because of the shadows, but the wall I'm walking along actually has drainage all along it, and there's some big structure up there. So this is a really weird spot because of the way this is. Now I am suspicious that this is not actually a field and may actually be the airport, because I know the airport is down here somewhere. It's not a used airport. As far as I know, it's not been used in many years, but I know it's a giant structure in western Sutiava, and so we may be walking along the closed airport, which would be really cool. Hola! All right, we got a big puddle here. I get across. So today is an exciting Friday. Just from that, Yvonne has headed up to Esteli to hang out with her family as she gets ready for our trip tomorrow. Dominica says she is heading out to do backpack shopping, I should say, for me, because I actually don't have, I'm gonna spin this around. This road is cool again. So different, like what is all this? I don't know. But this is definitely fenced with like well-groomed edges. Like definitely a lot of work went into making this look as cool as it does. And this is a well taken care of road as well. So this is just the barrio Sutiava that we are walking through. All right, we're gonna come back. And so I don't have any kind of real like luggage that is appropriate for the kind of travel that is coming up this week. So I have like regular rolling luggage and stuff like we would use at an airport, and I have my work backpack that I like throw my laptop in and stuff like that, but I don't have like backpacker stuff. Anyway, hey, hola. All right, and see, like I said, everybody's very excited because I never walk this area, so no one knows who I am, and they don't expect a YouTuber to be walking through. It's I'm definitely outside of the YouTube loop, in case you're wondering, but I think I'll be coming down here a lot. I don't have any luggage that makes sense for the kind of trip that Yvonne and I are doing. So Dominica is going to go out and start hunting down a real backpack, the way the kind that backpackers use, and hopefully it will be able to fit my laptop and stuff. And here's the road I believe that we were originally on, so I'm heading down this way now as we head back. Interesting, interesting. I'll spin you around some more. This is great that I have the lavalier and we can do this stuff so you can really see where I'm going. So hopefully a good sized backpack that can hold all my stuff, because we are going from the 22nd until the 4th. So you can do the math, that's roughly 2 weeks, which does not require a ton of things, but it does require a bit. We need a bit of clothes. I need space for work things, because I gotta bring the laptop and stuff. Yes, this is a gaming spot. How cool is that? I have no idea what it's like to use one of those. And this house I'm swimming past, like, definitely old and not super well maintained, but really cool and would fit perfectly well in many places in Europe. Like, just the architecture down in this part of town, you just never know what you're gonna get. Unfortunately, I'm now very much in the dark because the sun is setting behind me and I'm walking east. I need to turn north or something, or just give up on having you guys come along with me while I film today. But I will get some of the stuff from the side because this is cool. And I've got a baseball. So hopefully the luggage situation will be taken care of. And oh, cool spot here. I love this. Hola. All right, so that's where we are for the 17th. This evening, my plan is to get back, get uploads going, maybe get a couple more videos edited, and we managed today. Oh, man, there is no light. All right, I gotta turn around and do it this way. There we go. Now I have to walk backwards. How does this work? I managed to get the video game computer working again. So because of that, I'm pretty sure that we had power fluctuations, and that was really what happened, that there wasn't enough power coming from the power grid. So the computer was unable to turn on, was getting power errors. So I'm really hopeful that that's all the more it was and that we're all good again. So the plan is to go back, we're gonna play Genshin Impact tonight, and if I can convince them to do so, some more video recording for Loaf Gaming, which I know you like. Now, I do want to mention, because I talked to my dad, yesterday he was without power basically for the entire day, and today without power until pretty late in the morning. He's now had, in New York, a single power outage larger than we have ever, just since he moved into his apartment, which is a little bit longer than we've been here in Nicaragua, but not a real long time. And he's now had a larger power outage than we have ever experienced in Nicaragua. Now, we have lots of power outages in Nicaragua since we moved away from the hotel. When we were living in the hotel, they were pretty infrequent, but we noticed them a lot because we lived and worked there and the hotel was impacted, and we really need the power to do anything. But from an actual amount of time with no power, it's really not that bad. My dad's now had this huge outage, which would have been completely crippling if it happened to us here, and is nothing compared to the one that we had in Texas just before we left. So it's worth mentioning that we're here with the power working just fine. We did have some outages this week, but it totaled about less than 3 minutes, all the outages combined. So yes, they've flickered, but it's not like a big deal, whereas going a day and a half with no power whatsoever is to the point where, you know, my dad's cell phone doesn't have a charge, his laptop doesn't have a charge, there's nothing you can do, and if it's really hot, there's no air conditioning. If it's really cold, there's no heat. In this case, it was in the 90s and there's no air conditioning, so he's running out of power for everything, and there's no way to know when the power is going to come back on, because they kept saying, oh, it's about to come back on, and it didn't. It was supposed to come back after, 12 hours, and then 24 hours, and then 36 hours, and at that point it did come back. But wow, again, it's so easy for us to forget that in the United States, the power grid is not reliable and has gotten far less reliable since the time that we moved down here. When a couple years ago, living in the United States, you'd be like, oh, the power is almost always reliable. And now places like Texas and New York are routinely unreliable. And we, having moved away, forget or are unaware that that is now the case. All right, I'll see you guys in a little while. that was a really long walk through Sutiava today, but it was a lot of fun. I really liked that, exploring a lot of cool areas. And a shout out to Leo's wife, who actually saw me on the street while I was filming and said hello to me. And I kind of really quickly didn't catch who it was, but she did recognize me as I went through the barrio. So there was a lot of fun, a lot of great exercise. Got home, was very tired. It took a little while to just, do the uploads and stuff. And then the kids and I went to the grocery store again this evening, which is actually a lot of fun, and they're starting to realize that they can walk to places like that. So as we're getting better at being able to do that, it's really adding a lot to like what we do, because they're pretty much homebodies if you let them be. And they will just hang out at the house and send you out for food, and they don't really want to go to restaurants. And now I'm getting them to go to the grocery store. And traditionally, when we lived in Texas or wherever, they've always enjoyed going to the grocery store with me. And we have fun just looking around at different food, and I let them get snacks. And mostly I'm not doing official grocery runs. I'm doing like, let's get dinner kind of runs with them. So they're really picking out food we're going to eat and cook right away, or some snacks we're going to have. So chips and salsa and hamburgers or pasta or just whatever, right? So we go and kind of discover and like, oh, I want to get this thing. So we have a lot of fun doing that, and it's good exercise because I get them to walk a ways. And so that's what we did tonight. The kids took their showers, and then we walked up, and we did not have a rainstorm tonight. It was nice. We had a pleasant walk, did our grocery shopping, came home, and then we didn't end up making anything fancy, but we had been out of hamburger rolls. So we got quite a bit of bread products, came home. And I have been, so I've always been really terrible at cooking eggs. This is a funny thing about me. Like, I'm not a cook in general, but I can cook. And, but I've never been good at making eggs. But I now have a really good process for making fried eggs. I know this is ridiculous. Like, every single person watching is like, every 8-year-old can make fried eggs. What's wrong with you? But I've just never had it. It never turned out right. And now I've got like these amazing egg and cheese sandwiches. And I figured out how to toast the buns just perfectly, which is frying them in olive oil, like all this stuff. Now the kids love my breakfast sandwiches, so they've been requesting those quite a bit. So I've made like, by the time this video is going up, I've made like a dozen of them, right? Like, I'm just making tons and tons of them. So we did that. We did our hanging out at the grocery store. Then I cooked for them, and then we hung out this evening playing video games. We didn't do any recording of a new episode. Getting the girls to want to do a new episode of our show over on Loaf Gaming is like pulling teeth, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But that was our Friday. So it was a lot of walking, a lot of work. Good day, a lot of fun. I will see all of you after you like and subscribe. I'm going to give you a moment here, right? Like, this stuff really matters. You want to support the channel? I don't ask for money. I don't ask for you to do anything. But if you could hit that like, subscribe to the channel, share it with some of your friends, that's all I need, I guess, to be happy in life. I don't know. But that makes a big difference. So do that. Hit the buttons, right? You see it? Did you? If you're on like a TV, you got to hit up on the remote and it'll come up a little thumbs up. Just do that. Do it now before everything comes up. Thanks. I'll see you all tomorrow.